Hello, I'm back, okay? So we are going to continue with geometric progression. We are still talking about progression, but our lesson today is about geometric progression. So what is a geometric progression? Okay, we can start by looking at this example down here. If you look at this example, from 3, you want to get 6. I can add a 4. From 6, if I add a 4, I cannot get 18. What is another way of getting this sequence of number? So what I can do is I can times here by 3. I can also times here by 3. Check. Okay. Can you create this sequence of number if you multiply by 3? Okay. This one is an example of a geometric progression. In a geometric progression, you have a common ratio. So the common ratio, okay, the common ratio has a symbol. The symbol for the common ratio is R, and it's equal to the second term divided by the first term, or it can be the third term divided by the second term, and so on. Okay, so in this case, my R is equals to 6 divided by 2, which is equal to what? Equal to 3. So this is an example of a GP. So what can we conclude about a GP? So a GP is a sequence of numbers. What's so special about it? Okay, each of the term in the GP can be obtained. How do you get it? Is obtained by multiplying a constant with the previous term. Multiplying a constant with the previous term. So this is a GP. What is a GP? A GP is a sequence of number where each term is obtained by multiplying a constant with the previous term. Okay, let me check and see whether this is a GP or not. Okay, so to determine whether it's GP or not, I'm going to take my second term. I'm going to divide by my first term. So I will have a negative 18 divided by 27, which is negative 2 over 3. I will take my third term, I divide by my second term, which is equals to 12 divided by negative 18, also negative 2 over 3. Do you notice it's a common ratio? Since you have a common ratio, what is your common ratio here? My common ratio, R, is equals to negative 2 over 3. So this can be a GP. So this is a GP. Okay. What about this one? Okay. How do you determine whether it's a GP or not? Okay, let me check. So first thing, I take my second term, I divide by my first term. So I still get my half. My third term, I'm going to divide by my second term. I get a 2 over 3. Can you look at this 2 of it? Is the ratio common? No. So you don't have a common ratio. So we say no common ratio. Okay, so since you don't have a common ratio, therefore it's not a what? Not a GP. So what is a GP? It is a sequence of number where each term is obtained by multiplying a constant with the previous term. Okay, to get this to this, you multiply by 3. To get this to this, you multiply by negative 2 over 3. Okay, so let's proceed. What's the next step? Okay, the next step, we want to derive the first formula for a GP. Okay, my first formula for a GP is the n term of a GP. So when I say n term of a GP, how am I going to derive it? I'm going to derive it in a very simple manner. Okay, let's say this is a 3 times 2 times 2 times 2. Okay, dot. Okay, let's say I have this is my GP. Okay, first thing, I identify my A. My A is the first term. I identify my R, which is 6 divided by 3, which is equal to 2. I've done it. Okay. Now, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write this in terms of A and R. 3 is a A. 6 is A and R. So it's 3 times 2. So it's A times R. This one, write in terms of A and R. So it's 3 times 2 times 2. 4 times 3 is 12, okay? So A times R times R. What about this? This will be 3 times 2 times 2 times 2. 2. 8 times 3, 24, you are right. So A, R, R, R. So I have A, R to the power 3. Now I start writing, huh? So my first term, which is T1, is equals to A. My second term, which is T2, is AR. My third term, AR square. My fourth term, ARQ. Okay. my 10th term will be 4 is 3, 3 is 2, 10 will be 9. So my n term will be ARN minus 1. If this is a 10, this is a 9. If this is a n, this is a n minus 1. So you have derived your first formula. Okay, Tn is of course the n term. Tn is the n term of a GP. What is your A? First term. What is your R? Common ratio. And what is your N? N is your number of terms. Okay, so it's very important you understand. N term, N is the number of term, and N is always a positive integer. Okay, so N can never be a negative integer. It must be a positive integer. So that's very important. So I've got my first formula. Okay, let's see whether we can apply our first formula. Okay, let's do our first formula, okay? So what are the things that I can do with my first formula? I can find the unknown terms, okay, in the following GP. Look at this one, 139, and then I have a T6. I want to find T6. Okay, I identify my A, which is equal to, identify my A first. Whatever you do, identify your A first. Identify my R, second over the first, so it's equals to 3. I write down my formula, Tn equals to ARN minus 1. I want to find T6, so T6 is equals to 1. This is a 3. This is a 6 minus 1, so I have 3 to the power of 5. So it should be 2, 4, 3. Okay, use your calculator and check. Okay, let's go on. Okay. I want to find the n term. Okay, what's my first step? Okay, write down your A. Okay, write down your R. What is your R? 1 over 2 divided by 1 over 4. So it's equals to 2. Okay, done. Let me write down Tn. My n term is equals to ARN minus 1. You want to find Tn, so leave it. If you want to find Tm, you put this m and m. If you want to find Tp, this will be p and p. So what is your A? 1 over 4. What is your R? Is a 2 and minus 1. Change this. This is 1 over 2 to the power of 2. Okay. Bring it up. Okay. Use your indices. Bring it up so you have 2, negative 2. Okay. This is 2 and minus 1. Is it okay? Okay. When you have the base is the same, you add up your indices. So your answer will be and negative 2, negative 1, so it will be negative 3. So that's the best answer that you can get, okay? So you have found your n terms in terms of n, okay? So this is one type of question. Let me see, what other types of question do we have? Okay, we can do this type of question. Let's do this type of question. Okay, find the number of terms in the GP. Okay, you want to find the number of terms. Just now, I want to find the 6th term and the n term. Now I want to find number. The moment you come across number, that means you want to find what? You want to find n. You must be very clear about that. Okay, when I say number, that means I want to find n. Find the number of terms, n. So this is my T1, my T2, my T3, and this one is T that you don't know. Whatever you don't know, you put it as your Tn. Is that okay? So my Tn, start with the Tn. So Tn equal to negative 5, 1, 2. Okay, what is your A? My A is equal to 1. Okay, so quite easy this one. What is your R? Your R is negative 2. Is that okay until that part? Okay, write down my formula. What's my formula? ARN minus 1 equal to negative 5, 1, 2. Okay, my A is a 1. My R is a negative 2. This is a n minus 1. This is negative 5, 1, 2. Okay, 1 times anything is the same thing. So it's negative 2 and minus 1. Change is to use your calculator. Negative 2 to the power of, it should be 9. Okay, so this is negative 2 power of 9. This is negative 2 and minus 1. Okay, notice your base is the same. So if your base is the same, your index, okay, your indices must be the same. Okay, so n, your power, n minus 1 equals to 9. N is equals to 10. So this is the number of term that will produce negative 512. Okay, so this is one more type of question. We have finding n. Okay, what about this type of question? Okay, this is a quite popular question. Find the number of terms of a GP that must exceed the smallest term of a GP that must exceed smallest term Okay, you want to find the smallest term of a GP that must exceed, okay, so that must exceed, how much? Must exceed 150. Okay, the smallest term. So I'm going to write down, okay, I want to exceed 150. Okay, I want to know which is the term that is more than 150. First step, I write my formula, ARN minus 1 more than 150. What is your A? My A is 16. What is my R? 24 over 16, which is equals to 1.5. Okay, got it. Put my A down, which is 16. Put my R down, which is 1.5. And minus 1 greater than 150. Is it okay? So bring the 16 that side. So 1.5 and minus 1 greater than 150 divided by 16. 150 divided by 16 should be, use your calculator, 9.375. Okay. So since the base is not the same, you have to take log on the left and the right. Okay, I'm going to take log base 10. Okay, so let's start taking log base 10. Okay, log base 10. Okay, so when you take log base 10, 1.5 and minus 1 greater than log base 10, 9.375. Bring your power down. Is that okay? So you have n minus 1. Okay, n minus 1. Okay, then you have log 10 bracket 1.5 greater than log log 10 9.375. Okay, so you want to find what? You want to find the value of the n. So leave the n on this side. So it's equals to log base 10 9.375 divided by log base 10 1.5. You don't have to put the bracket. Okay, so n minus 1 is greater than, so use your calculator, work it out. Okay, and then bring the plus 1 on this side. Okay, so when you work this out and then you plus with a 1, okay, I shall do it one shot. So I shall bring my 1 over to this side. So shall I do it this side? Okay, here, this side. Okay, so I've got space here. So I've got n is greater than log base 10 9.375. I want to press my calculator only one time. I want to avoid rounding up my answers. Okay, so plus a 1, so I get n greater than 6.5852. Okay, 6.52. So since it's greater, n will be equal to 7. The question is asking you the smallest term that is more than, that will exceed 150. So my smallest term will be the 7th term. So the answer will be the 7th term. Okay, so the 7th term is the one that exceeds what? Exceeds 150. So what's your answer? The smallest term will be the 7th term. Okay, is it okay? So this is one more type of question. Let me see what else do I have. Okay, I have one more type of question down here. Okay, this is another question. Okay, the second and the fourth term of a GP are 3 and 147 respectively. Find the third term. Okay, so you know your formula. What's your formula? Your formula is, okay, Tn is equals to ARN minus 1. After a while, you should be very familiar. So if I want to find T2, is AR2 minus 1, power 1. No need to write the 1. No need to write. If I want to find T4, it will be AR4 minus 1, which is equals to 3. Okay, so the second term, so T2 equal to 3. And the fourth term, T4 equals to 147. Okay, what is your T2? AR equals to 3, equation 1. AR3 equals to 147, equation number 2. Take equation number 2, divide by equation number 1. So this is the easiest way to solve this, okay, when you have a GP. Okay, so AR power 3 over AR is equals to 147 over 3. Cancel 3 minus 1. So R square is 49. R is root of 49. You have a plus and minus 7. But you choose the R as equal to 7. Because given the R is greater than 0. So once you get your R, you have no problem. You can find your A. You substitute your R is equals to 7 into equation number 1. So AR is 3, so A7 is 3. So my answer A will be 3 over 7. Once you get this, you can find for me the, okay, you want to find the what term? the third term. Okay, so if you want to find the third term is just equal to what? T3 is equals to AR3 minus 1. Okay, so my A is a 3 over 7. My R is a 7. This is a 2. Censor 1. So left one more. 7 times 3 equal to what? Equal to 21. So I've covered a bit, okay, of the first part of the GP. Okay, so there's a second part to this which I'll cover in my second video. Okay, so look through and try to understand.